Welcome, race fans, to another episode of the Rubbing is Racing Daily Fantasy NASCAR Show. A special Father's Day morning edition, if you will, as we're filming this early. This is going to be short, sweet, to the point. Guess what, kids? I don't even know what the stages are because it doesn't matter for this week's race. Welcome to Guest Fest 2020. Liehr, it's a pleasure to have you with us as always. Say hi to everybody.
What's up, guys? I do kind of have a interesting fact about Talladega I want to share with everyone. But according to legend, Talladega Superspeedway is cursed and haunted and jinxed, supposedly because it was built on an American Indian burial ground. While the burial ground myth has never been documented, drivers and crews and team owners love to tell the spooky stories that have unfolded in NASCAR's biggest track. So kind of a crazy, interesting fact there for today.
Well, interesting urban legend lore there. Yeah, guys, look, the reason why we're not going to go specifically into driver detail is because it doesn't matter. The average driver here has roughly a 50% chance of making it through the race. And that includes the back guys at the end of the field to the best drivers in the series. And any given race here, they have a 50-50 chance of wrecking. Most of the times, they roughly have a 25% chance to even make enough points to be on a winning lineup. So it is a complete guesswork on top of complete guesswork on top of just crossing your fingers and praying that you avoid the big one. So like what Liehr and I are going to do a little bit is talk possible strategies for this week, and then we're going to call the show a wrap because it makes no sense to go individually through drivers. And anybody that wants to tell you that you should go individually through these drivers right now, maybe that driver has a slightly better percentage than someone else. But if you look at it, that driver is most likely due to return to the mean, which is what everybody else does at these tapered spacer tracks. Plus, I just want to point out, guys, because of the Newman incident, we have more downforce, aero ducts are plugged. Like, they've never driven these cars with this drafting package in a pack. Statistically, odds are there's going to be a bunch of carnage, and I don't know how to predict that. So just guess your best lineup. And Liehr, what's a strategy you want to look at this week? We know there's the start everybody in the back. We saw what worked in Xfinity last night, which was start a bunch of people up front with a couple people in the back, and that's worked a couple times in Cup. What are you looking at this week?
Yeah, well, I mean, like we were talking, it's already been guesswork anyways throughout all of these races because of no practice, no qualifying, no nothing. And throw this into the scenario, it makes it the percentage is even worse on, just throwing a lineup together. So, me personally, I'm going with the, mostly back fillers, and probably going to sprinkle in a couple other guys that have some decent track history here just based off of experience. But that's really going to be my strategy this week. I'm still chasing that qualifier seat, so we'll see what happens there. But, I definitely, Team Penske's always been pretty good here at Talladega, especially Brad Keselowski. He's been really dominant here. But that just tells you, domination here has no reference unless that person finishes first and leads a bunch of laps. So, the place differential guys, where they're going to start from and how they finish is where the bread and butter is going to be. So, the further back you go, the better off you're probably going to be.
Yeah, statistically, as long as there is carnage, which almost every race there is, like I guess last race here was fairly clean. But once again, completely new aero package. They've had zero chance to practice with how these new changes respond to the cars and how those cars respond in the draft. That spells danger to me, and it spells a lot of wrecks, even if they're trying to be cautious. And even if they aren't, kids, the reason why I made the joke about not caring about the stages is you could be running solid all the way to the 3 laps to go or the last lap, have the big one happen, and your whole day's wiped out. And somebody that was out of the cash solidly all day wins a tournament. That's how these tapered space races go. So
that's how I won my ticket last time.
Literally, like, fun story since we're not going into it. Liehr had shut his laptop and had gone to the store to go shopping because he was so pissed that he was in dead last or close to dead last in a qualifier 3 laps to go. There's a huge wreck. All of a sudden, Lear's calling me from the store telling me that he's just taking down a seat. And I watched it live happen. It was so hilarious. Oh, man. But, like, that just goes to show you the volatility of these tracks, kids.
Yeah. There's no other fantasy sweat like this will be today.
Right. And just to be, like, I know we've said this several times, but I want to reiterate it again this week. It's very important. Play only what you're comfortable losing, especially with everything going on. Play only what you're comfortable losing, because any lineup can be completely drawing dead. Any lineup can be alive this week. It's the weirdest thing, man. Like last night in Xfinity, I was running pretty good, then lost 2 drivers to a wreck. Then I was running good again, about to get back into it was getting back into the cash, and then lost 2 more drivers. And that, your day's just done at that point in time. So just be prepared to play what you're comfortable losing today. And I think if you stick to that, you'll have a good day and have fun, regardless of the outcome. But hopefully, we'll make some money, and hopefully Liehr or one of you guys can get that seat. I don't want it to go to anybody else. It needs to be Liehr first. But if it's not Liehr, I want it to be one of you guys. But Liehr, other than starting guys in the back, sprinkling in guys in the teens, or maybe some guy out of the top 10, if you want to guess on that, whatever. But guys, it's just guesswork. Do you have any other things that you want to add for this show?
Yeah, I think you got to look at, if we're going to be talking about people that you want to concentrate on, I think Brennan Gong, these are the only races that he races in, and he's starting second to last. So Gong is a good one. Christopher Bell, even though he's massively price tag on him starting 35th, that's kind of a no-brainer because salaries doesn't going to matter. I mean, you're going to make lineups that are going to leave 5,000 to, even more than that on the table. You got Priest, Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon's got great history here. McDowell. I mean, all these guys are in play. Even the Gray Galdings, that never race in the Cup. Those are guys that'll get you on an island as long as they can survive, they can.
It's literally everybody. If any car can stay on the track, they're good to be running right now. And we've seen most of these cars try to stay on the track.
But we have had those instances in the past where, Stewart Haas Racing a couple years back where they were all starting in the top 10 and they were 1, 2, 3, 4. So, I mean, there are those anomaly years and races that do happen. Yeah. But maybe that aero package, maybe it will constitute, that to happen today. Who knows?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, which is why we're doing the show this way. It's complete guesswork. There's a ton of guys that you can play. As a matter of fact, I don't think you can exclude anyone from consideration this week, depending on your strategy, because any of these strategies can possibly work, and we've seen every variation of these strategies work at the tapered space or restrictor plate track. So I can't tell you that these strategies don't even traditionally work here, because sometimes they do. So, guys, good luck. Play what you can afford to lose. Hopefully, it's not a losing week. Hopefully, we all make good money. Hopefully, I make a lot of money. Or Liehr gets his seat and makes a lot of money. Or if we're not, we hope it's one of you, as always. Liehr, say goodbyes and let's get out of here.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoy the race today. Should be fun. Happy Father's Day out there to all the dads. And especially my dad. Love you. I know you probably not going to watch the show, but if you do, love you. And enjoy the race, and make sure you guys subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and get your lineup in the league, because unfortunately I failed to do so. I forgot last week and like a minute over remembered, and I was like, it's too late to put it in there. So I'm going to make sure I put that in there this week.
Luckily, it's a long season, and playoff points can help us get into the playoffs this year with the awesome scoring that Andy's doing. And thanks for making me look bad for not thanking my father on Father's Day on the video. I already called and thanked him, but no. Dad, thank you. I know you don't watch these videos, but thank you. Thank you for being an awesome dad, and thank you, more importantly, for your service to our country. I really appreciate that, and I'm sure all of our viewers do. So with that said, guys, thanks a lot. Have a great weekend, and let's win some money.
Have a great day,
Bye, everybody.